Hello, everybody, and welcome back once again to the High School Sports Beat. I am Dave Yates. It is time now for the High School Notebook, and once again, we are joined by Matt Trabold. Matt, thanks so much for hopping on board.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, it's always a pleasure, sir. We're talking about one of the big stars in Section 5 who made her decision on where she's heading to college. Talk about that.
A major question in the Section 5 girls basketball world for the last half decade was answered in the last week. It's what D1 program would Saniaa Wilson from Bishop Kearney commit to? The forward has played on that accomplished BK team since she was a seventh grader and has been getting offers from not just D1 colleges in general, but power conference schools since she was an eighth grader, since she was in middle school. The big name program she has picked for a verbal commitment is Seton Hall, the Pirates out of the Big East. She is currently a big national name. She's been a big national name for a while. This commitment is only going to continue that trend. She's a 12th ranked forward in the nation on ESPN for the class of 2021. It'll be fun to watch Kearney's push for a state title next season with that elite senior class, which includes a couple other future D1 players. So you have to think, yes, this is big for her college career, but she still has a little bit of that heralded high school career coming up. That one big senior season you would think is coming up. This Kearney girls program under Kevin Shepard has had by now a long line of D1 commits, and that includes a pair of current Monmouth guards and Rosa Graham and Allure Simmons, Wilson, and a couple of her teammates coming up who you would think will also be going the D1 route. It's just adding to that awesome trend you see out of that Lady Kings program.
Yeah, it really is incredible, the amount of D1 talent that is coming through there. Are you surprised at all by her decision?
Not too much. You knew that she was going to pick a power conference team because she's power conference caliber. Nothing against any team that was going after her that is of the mid-major ranks. But I mean, this is someone who is getting Syracuse looks, who is a staple, almost in the last decade been a bigger, more successful team in the NCAA tournament. This team, Seton Hall, is also a big name. Obviously, coming out of the Big East, you're going to have that. So I think it's just really a case of she was going to make a statement with wherever she committed to. And also, I think she's going to be good wherever she committed to. And I think Seton Hall is just that.
Yeah, she's going to be good wherever she goes. That's pretty much a guarantee. Now let's talk about someone else from Section 5 who ended up being really good where he went. And that school is recognizing him with a pretty big accolade right now.
This is Siena men's basketball in the last week put together and announced their all-decade team. Unsurprisingly, their current star point guard and former Aquinas player, Jalen Pickett, was awarded one of the 5 spots on the star-studded team alongside big names in the college hoop world, regardless of conference like Odi Anisicki and Ryan Rossiter. Jalen, undoubtedly one of the top few NBA prospects the Saints program has seen, along with former Washington Wizard Edwin Uvalis, former Miami Heat guard Kenny Hasbrook. So even though it's a mid-major team, Siena is undoubtedly a high-profile program, so this is a big thing out of that. He is somebody that has put together, even as an underclassman with a couple seasons only under his belt, he has that big name to him and deserves it. What makes being named to this all-decade team even more impressive is that Siena saw an NCAA tournament presence over that span, so he's getting on this team over a lot of other big-name players. It is pretty safe to say that the reigning MAC Player of the Year is the best Rochesterian to ever play for the Saints, which is saying something because you got to look at former Fairport Red Raiders, Kyle Downey, Corey McGee played there, had storied careers, were on the NCAA tournament, had big games all over the place, but Jalen Pickett is just that good.
We talk a lot about players choosing where they're going to college. And so you're a Section 5 lacrosse player. You're running down the list of colleges that you are looking at, you're interested in going to. And somewhere down on that list is Arizona State, a Pac-12 team. How do you come to choose the Sun Devils to further your college career?
Absolutely. The Pac-12 might not be the first conference some think of when it comes to collegiate lacrosse. A lot of that is due to geography, largely due to most teams in this NCAA sport being in other parts of the country, being on the other coast. There are not too many Section 5 alum playing in the Pac-12 women's lacrosse conference right now, especially after Pittsford's Caroline Cullinan was once committed to Stanford, is now flourishing at Michigan, obviously in a different part of the country, but ASU, Arizona State, has a trio of Section 5 grads playing very well. Webster Thomas alum and junior attacker Emily Glagolev was second on the team this past season with 37 big points and includes some big-time performances on top of it, 6 points and a hat trick of goals versus high-profile Northwestern. Doing that against a blue blood is big time. HFL Honio Foz Lima product And junior midfielder Maria Villante came into this season starting every game of her freshman and her sophomore campaigns, and then grabbed 4 more starts in 2020. So she is clearly still chugging ahead in a major way. And then her former HFL teammate, Brittany Chamberlain, she came over from Monroe Community College, MCC there. So before she goes off to the Pac-12 into the big leagues. And she came in this year, and she's going to keep rising and rising. In her first go around with this program, she had a goal against Fresno State. So this trio at least got to be together for that one more season. I think they're going to have a lot of success. You'd have to think so, with a good core, a Section 5 core.
Hey, Matt, thanks for joining us once again. As always, great stuff. And we'll see you again next week. All right, buddy?
Thank you very much for having me on.
All right, take care. All right, we're back with more of the High School Sports Beat right after this.